world, this just in. A fight broke loose at a recent presidential debate about a girl named Jane Wickline. Traditionally, when women are the reason for a presidential fight, it's usually because they are either a mistress or a victim, but this alleged Jane Wickline just seems to be that one girl on SNL. Apparently, the fight started when Billy Blinton asked if Joe Johnson boboned some Pheno Thompson if he had ever watched the new episode of Saturday Night Live. Yeah, it was really good. I liked that one song during Weekend Update. This new girl's really going places. Oh yeah, that Ashley Badilla's great. No, I actually think her name is Jane. Ow, youchie. I can't tell if that was a spitball or a BB gun bullet. No, guys, he's joking. He loves to hate Jane. He meant that. He hates Jane. Like, guys, calm down. He's a politician. He loves to lie. That's just what he did. He did what he loves to do. Wow, this is important news. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. There are 3 main reasons why Jane gets a lot of hate. 1, that she can't act to save her life. 2, that she's just reading off of her cue cards. And 3, she's a Nepo baby. And in today's video, I will be discussing all 3 of those concerns and sharing why, ultimately, I don't think she should be on SNL. Hey everyone, it's professional silly guy Marissa.Comstock here, and let's just start yapping, I guess. First off, everyone reads off of the cue cards. That is kind of what, like, SNL is known for, having cue cards and not a teleprompter. They have a person who does cue cards. Like, that is their only job, is to hold up the cue cards and, like, flip them and go to the next one and be like, yes, read off of this now. The comment of her just reading off of the cue cards really upsets me. Honestly, it makes me see red. If there was a color more blood colored than red, I would see that color. That's how red it makes me see. You can tell that everyone is reading off of the cue cards. The way SNL works, and I think that you probably know how this works because, I mean, if you're watching this video, you probably know something about SNL, but they only have a week to write and edit and then film live their performance. So sometimes there are changes to the script seconds before they walk on stage. So obviously these people are not going to have memorized their own lines. They might have a general clue of what's going on, but it would be crazy to memorize a line that might be cut or might be changed or altered in any way. It doesn't make sense to do so. So obviously Jane is just reading off of the cue cards. That's what she should be doing. I'm not gonna go that deep and talk about why this really makes me so angry because you can tell that I'm getting pretty worked up, but I'm gonna try to keep my cool, keep my blood pressure down. Don't want to have a heart attack at age 19, just know that I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm going to write a sketch about it and then film it, and then you're going to watch it right now. Hi, I'm Marissa.Comstock, and today I'll be auditioning for the role of Little Asian Twink. Mom, you don't understand. It's so hard to be gay in an Asian household. Love what you're doing, Marissa, but can you not read off of the cue card? Oh, right. Sorry, I thought it would be okay because, you know, those are the lines that you asked me to rehearse. Well, won't make that mistake again. Right. Try again. Mom, you don't understand. It's so hard for... Mom, you don't understand. It's so hard to be gay in an Asian household. Mom, you don't understand. You did it again, Marissa. I know, but are you sure you don't want me reading off of the cards? It's just that everything else points to the direction that I should be reading the cards. Nope, you're good. No more reading. There is no way I cannot look at the cue card. It's directly in front of my face. Do you want a blindfold? Thank you. You gotta be kidding me. I don't kid. I am an adult. It's like, why can everyone else read off of the cue cards, but Janie Poo can't? Honestly, we should be applauding her for being able to read off of the cue cards during this literacy crisis. Before I go and analyze her acting, I need to address the Nepo baby allegations, and to my knowledge, she is. Her mother worked as Lorne Michaels' assistant way back when, and her father was a pretty successful writer in the comedy scene way back when. However, do I really care? No, not really. Everyone is connected to everyone in Hollywood, and I gotta come clean about something. I too am a Nepo baby. I'm a Nepo baby for comedy. I am the love child between Grace Ryder and Molly Kearney. You don't believe me? It's the year 2026 and you don't believe women? Okay. How's this for proof? Oh yeah, that's proof. Suck it, bazinga. This may come as a shock to you, but in order to analyze her acting, I need to look at her acting. So I'm going to watch some clips from SNL. I'm going to join you with me, and the way this is going to work is that I'm going to take a small portion of the sketch and we're going to analyze just her acting in it. I understand that that's going to lose some of the humor into the sketch, and just know that these scenes are funny. I mean, that it's on SNL. It even has a little bit of humor. Even like their worst sketches have something funny in them. And I know watching this and watching just her lines and watching like the delivery around her lines might be taking away a lot of the humor, and I just don't want you guys to be like, well, she sucks, but she absolutely sucks, but it's not funny, when you're not really seeing the whole picture. I'm just trying to grab details of what she's doing that might show that she's not really acting the best she possibly can. The first sketch that we're going to be looking at is about a news reporter having a live interview with witnesses to a crime, but they're all prestigious fashion students. I know you guys might be like, Marissa, she is barely in the frame. It's like a row of 4 people and then her in the background. It's like her face comes in screen every once in a while when she's blocked by this person. But know that I will get more in depth on her acting. Just know that she is kind of being blocked in this, and I don't think that's her fault. That is definitely whoever was directing the scene put her there for a purpose. However, I do wish we could see more of her face. You can see that Marcelo's hand is on his hip, and he's kind of like strutting that pose, you know, and Chloe is like playing around with the cup and her fingers, and you can tell, so that kind of limits Jane by being in the background, but let's keep looking. I can already tell that she's just kind of being overshadowed, not just by the fact that she's behind someone, but everyone else is reacting to what is being said right now, and she's just kind of blank in the face. It would be nice to see some sort of movement. It would draw some attention to her. And I know she's not supposed to be the star right now, but that would still be entertaining and give more energy to the scene. Even if it was just like a little slight pinch of the eyes to see, like, that show that she's like focusing or looking. I think that there'd be something she could do.
Class, help this woman describe the man's drip.
The fit was giving style by Stevie Wonder.
Yes. Gabby.
He had like a hoodie and like...
Gabby, you are not cut out for this. Go to a normal college.
I think that what really hurts her in this scene is that it would be so funny for the first time if she was like with the rest of the fashion students, and then when this guy is like, yeah, you suck so much, stop talking, it was in complete 180 from like to back to that dryness that she kind of shows and like the faceless, that would be really funny, but she didn't choose to do that. There's no switch, there's nothing to juxtapose them, so it's just sad, melancholy character to sad, melancholy character. I also think this is kind of strange that like her character went silent, and because her character went silent like that, she can't control that. She's not the writer of this scene, or at least I really don't think so. But she really is just not doing anything. At least when Mikey Day's character comes out and he's supposed to like hold the pause just for a little too long and it feels uncomfortable, he's like, you can tell as an audience member that he wants you to look at him. He's like, yes, look at me for an uncomfortably long time. But Jane is just not exuding that energy. When you look at her, you just kind of want to look away, and that's not a good thing, especially in the entertainment business. You want all eyes on you, but she's just kind of giving nothing.
His jeans were like dark blue.
Gabby, drop out! I beg you, go back to Connecticut.
But I like fashion.
You have no future in this industry, none, zilch. I like fashion. Well, I like pornography, but I do it as a hobby, not a career.
Okay.
What really kills me is that she goes back to being the almost in the face. It's the same face that she was doing before. I just really don't get why she would do that if she was just bullied by her professor. I don't understand the idea behind that as an actor. I really just don't get it.
Oh, you're getting smoke in my face.
You're getting your face in my smoke.
Right there, the news reporter is being harassed by the same guy that harasses her. So wouldn't there be some sort of reaction? Like, it doesn't have to be shock or like impressment, like what you're getting from the other two characters on screen. It could be like a sense of acceptance or like acknowledgement that like, oh yeah, I do that too. I feel your pain, but there's nothing. She's doing nothing and I'm sick of nothing. Anyways, next sketch.
This next sketch features both Jane Wickline and Marcelo Hernandez as they play a couple that exemplify the saying of opposites attract.
What's up, Carly? How we feeling? I'm stoked to be here, bro. This is amazing, man.
Hello.
It might be because I can actually see her full body, but she's already doing so much better. I can tell that she's trying to put up some sort of energy up against Marcelo, and that is entertaining. That dynamic is really entertaining to look at, and you can even see that she's trying to have some mannerisms that are repeated. Like, you can see that she does this like mouth thing that separates her character from Jane herself, and I really enjoy stuff like that. It's really hard to have a good character and a dynamic character in 3 minutes. I understand, because I do that all the time, but besides being a egotistical bitch, I can just move on. I understand that it's quite hard to have these repetitive movements that are entertaining throughout a 3-minute period to show this is a character, but as an actor, that is something that you should do, and I think that her choice here to do the lip thing is really good choice. It gives us something to look at besides, because that's just not entertaining.
Cool. So how did you guys meet?
Oh, we met at the club, Colin. It was trap night at Club Sweat. And I walk in and I see the finest thing I ever seen in my life. And she's sitting at the bar watching Steven Universe on her phone.
I think what really makes this scene stand out for her performance is that I can tell she's having fun. When she looks over to Marcelo, you see that she starts to smile, and that feels genuine for the character. I mean, they're supposed to be a couple, they're supposed to be in love. And then when she starts to look away, you can see that her face starts to drip back into the nothing stare. Oh, and then she starts to reserve herself even further, but at least she's having some sort of change in her face and in her demeanor.
So I walk up and I say, damn, who are you?
And I said like, hi, I'm Alyssa.
Yeah.
I love her delivery there.
One time, this girl came up on me in the club, talking crazy, feeling up on me. And what did you say, baby? What'd you say?
I said, did you buy that fake booty on Temu, you dusty bitch?
I think this is one of like the only times that being a super, super reserved character is funny, is when they say something super shocking. When you tell like a child to say like fuck you, and it's like super funny because it's like, oh my god, that kid said fuck you. Kids don't usually say fuck you. That's so shocking and so funny. I think that her choice to stay more reserved is a good choice. However, she acts reserved in every single one of her sketches, and I'm just kind of sick of seeing that character over and over and over and over and over again. I gotta note that when she pulls out her piece of paper to talk about her poem, her hands are shaking. I can't even come close to understanding how it must feel to be an SNL cast member. Everybody is watching you. Everyone is judging what you are doing, and I can't imagine that. You know, my videos, they're not super successful. I love doing them because I really enjoy doing them, but no one's really judging me all that much. She has millions of people judging her every single day, and I can't imagine that. So I understand why she's a little bit nervous.
The final sketch we are going to watch tells the story of Gertie Berber, an Olympic luge player who hates luge.
The ice, I feel alive. It's my purpose.
I hate the luge. It's way too fast. It scares me to death, and I seriously hate it.
Okay, my issue with that delivery is that her voice is completely static. I understand the choice to keep her face static, but if your face is static and your voice is static, there's nothing to grasp onto as an audience member. Maybe she wants to move her eyebrows a little bit more when she speaks, or she furrows them, or she raises them up to kind of emphasize what she's saying, but she's not doing that, and she's also not having any inflections in her voice, so it's like, why am I supposed to be paying attention to you right now? There's nothing for us to focus on. When you inflect and when you use your eyebrows and when you use movements, it's to emphasize what you are saying, and I think that her delivery could be so much better if she just used some of those resources that she has in her toolbox.
I just go straight down like everyone, but I scream the whole time.
Once again, she does the same exact delivery with essentially the same exact line. Not only is there no inflections in tone of voice, but it's all the same, speaking at the same exact rate, and I just want some sort of difference. That is what makes it important and what makes it dynamic. I just want to see that from her. You know, she can deliver the same exact line of, I hate luge so much. And it sounds different because it is different. Different is exciting. I wish she just did more in this scene. If she's gonna be like completely stiff on the board, be more stiff. Or if you're gonna be flailing around, actually make it seem like you're trying to get out of this.
I'm sick.
You're not sick.
I'm sick.
Go down the hill.
I can't. I don't want
down.
to. I'm sick.
Whoa, look at that spider. It's crazy.
I like this part of the saying I'm sick, but I'm not sure if it's based on her acting choices that she made, or if I just like the idea that a luge player is like, yeah, I am sick. I don't wanna do this right now. And I like this where she walks off and she's like stiff as a board, because that's funny. It's funny that she's this stiff. She's exaggerating how she feels, but there's just no exaggeration in what she's doing. Exaggeration should be big. I'm just saying, she's a comedian. There should be some level of exaggeration. I think the major difference between her acting on TikTok and her acting on SNL is that on TikTok, she can control everything. The clothes she wears, the exact angle she films the videos at, the way she edits, everything is in her control. But on SNL, especially because she's a new cast member, she probably has little to no say at all. So my question is, how much of Jane are we really seeing that is Jane? Does that make sense? There are so many people that would affect how she is portrayed on TV. There are producers, and there's directors, and there's actors, and there's writing, and there's so many people that affect her performance, and to say it is exclusively on her, I just think is really ignorant. Maybe the reason why we're seeing Jane only play this super dry character is because that's the only part she's given. As a person who has directed several comedy shows by myself, I recognize that having people play a certain character over and over and over again makes you believe that those people might be that person more than just playing a character. For instance, let's say you put person A and person B together all the time, and so it's A and B, and then in the next sketch it's A and B again, and then in the next sketch it's A and B, and then in the next sketch it's B and C and A. You start to be like, well, what's going on here? Is A and B dating? Or are they like super close friends and C is out of the picture? And I know that's not really talking about like character-wise, but as an audience, you start to believe things and make assumptions about people based off of what you see, because what you see is what you believe. I don't think this is necessarily negative either, you know, Jane does have a really dry sense of humor, so it makes sense to give her some of these more dry parts. But also, ew, what the fuck, I just said dry parts, and I think that I can just walk away and not address the fact that I said dry parts. Ew, what was I expecting? Her to be a wet part? Ew! Ew! You might give Jane these dry parts over and over and over again because she does something well, but I want to see more of her. I want to see what else she can do besides just being yes, you know, I want to see her come out of her shell a little bit, because the more she comes out of her shell, the funnier she will be. If I were to see like Chloe Fineman in that sketch that we saw earlier play the character where she's just kind of talking like this, and then I hate luge, and I hate this, and I hate this, and I don't want to do it, and I'm sick, it would be extra funny because Chloe doesn't necessarily act like that all the time. It is a drastic change of who she usually plays. And so that would add to the humor of it. It would seem more intense than it actually is. I bet there are some people out there that think that I'm harsh on Jane because I'm just jealous, and I'm here to set the record straight. I am jealous. She is wildly successful in the career that I want to be wildly successful in. Who would not be jealous of that? But, and this is a big but, I am not making these opinions because of my envy of her, but rather because I'm brilliant and my opinion is the only one that matters. Shout out to Judge Judy. Jane is so incredibly funny. When I used to be glued to TikTok and I would just scroll and scroll and scroll, I would come across her videos every once in a while, and every single time I would laugh. She has this real dry sense of humor, and it's incredible to see how entertaining she can be while basically having no charisma at all. And honestly, I do admire her ability to stay true to what makes her laugh and true to herself while getting so much hate. I mean, she's a TikToker. She probably sees all these comments. It It would be kind of ignorant of us to assume that she's never seen any of her hate, and it's great that she can continue to be dry on SNL when everyone's like, yeah, oh, I probably shouldn't do that. So don't look at what I just did. Imagine these are a different finger, and so she's kind of like, oh yeah, oh I see that what you're saying about me is negative, and I don't care. I'm gonna continue to be me. Oh, you want one? Oh, good thing I have two. Two for you, sir. The thing is, I don't really blame Jane for not being the best SNL cast member of all time. Sure, I've spoken about how I think she's made some pretty interesting acting choices, but I think the people that are dogpiling this hate on her don't really understand the full picture. SNL didn't hire her because they wanted a Kate McKinnon or Molly Shannon type. They're not expecting her to be jumping out of her chair and gyrating her hips and yelling profanities, because that's not what they hired her to do. What they want from her is what she's excelling at, her dry and witty music. I want to share a clip that I really enjoy and one of my favorite performances of her on SNL.
Baby, you can get me sick. I don't have anything coming up.
You have work.
Just work. And my sister's wedding is tomorrow. Baby, you can knock me out. I'll cancel my whole month to hook up one time. I want to see what you got going on under those 10 blankets.
See, wasn't that so funny? I have a question for you. How did that video make you feel? Because this is how it made me feel. Woo!
Marissa, what are you doing?
Oh, I just jumped out of my chair, gyrated my hips, and yelled profanities. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I feel like I kind of swung back and forth between, oh, she stinks, get her off my screen, and please don't kick her off, she's my spirit animal, and honestly, I think that Jane is going to have a career in comedy until she no longer wants a career in comedy. She's clearly talented and can handle big projects like being on SNL and having her own tour, all while having a successful TikTok page. However, this is where my clickbaity title comes into play. I don't think she should be on SNL. Her humor is just too different than what you're expecting. SNL has such a wide audience, and her humor kind of is dedicated more towards a niche demographic. I think she's really funny, and if her tour comes near me and the prices are reasonable, I actually want to go see her. I think that I would really enjoy it. She's just too different for this particular show. I don't think she deserves all the hate she gets under her sketches. Just because she's not acting the way you want her to act doesn't mean she's a bad actress. My issue is that I don't think she should really be in like the general sketches. I think that her position would be a lot better if she was just like replacing the do not destroy type video, you know, instead of being a part of the entire show. She had her own little segment where she could sing songs. I think she would be received a lot better if she was in like her own confined sort, where she can do the things that she's really good at and excel at that, but people aren't really noticing her in other things because I don't think it's necessarily what she's built for. In my opinion, her poor performances in sketches is tainting the audience's perspective of her as a whole. If the first time they see her on screen, she's mid as hell, and then the next time they see her on screen, she's mid as well, then they're going to start putting on shit-colored glasses, and then soon everything they see of her is gonna look like shit. And they don't make window wipers to clear off shit. And I just don't think she deserves that. Okay, I think I'm done filming for the day. I should just watch some TV or something, I don't know. What's this? Breaking news, the two presidential candidates seem to be having sexual relations with each other. Oh, Joe Johnson, Bo Bonson, Pheno Thompson, you light my fire. As do you, Bill. As do you. Allegedly. We we have a new news story from a very concerned citizen about the presidential candidates. Guys, I don't mean to be woke here, but is this a misogyny thing? Not the obvious flirting with the presidential candidates, but with Jane Wickline. I'm inclined to say it's rooted in misogyny, because when a guy does the same thing that he does in another segment, in a different segment, he does not get hate. No. He gets praise. I'll show you.
Can you give us any more details?
Yes, of course. I'm not hiding anything. I want everyone to know.
And how is this new strain different than the original?
Well, it's more aggressive, for sure. I can tell you that. And the virus does not discriminate. You know, it targets the young as well as the old.
Hey America, I've got a question for you. Why is it okay for Colin Jost to be playing Colin Jost, but it's not okay for Jane to be playing Dry Dry Jane? I forgot to put my hat on. Silly woman, I know why. Colin Jost isn't playing Colin Jost, because I know that Colin Jost doesn't have a mustache. If you liked this video, the best way to support me is by liking and subscribing to the channel. You could also comment a full original comedy song using no AI with key signatures and lyrics, and I will perform it for you. Stay silly, my friends.